But for those who stand in your way and betray you, their day of reckoning will come.
Hey everyone, welcome back with Beano Mac, where today we're going to continue our playthrough of WWE Day of Reckoning 2. Oh, wow. Already starting off hot in this episode. How's that feel, Edge? If you don't stay the hell away from Stacy, you better get used to that kind of treatment. And if you don't like it, get your ass out to the ring and do something about it. Alright, we're already starting off hot, like I said. Got a quick match here, so you might notice some audio issues, and the reason for that, guys, is I don't know how or why, but for whatever reason, when I recorded this, all the audio of the actual recording was just not there. So it's just another blunder on my part as far as the series goes. It's a cursed series, I guess, the Day of Reckoning series. I feel like I don't ever really have any mistakes. You know, I have daily content. I don't feel like I ever really mess anything up on the daily content. Until apparently now with the Day of Reckoning series. I mean, I had issues with the first one. Last week I had issues in which I apparently skipped the match. That was embarrassing. It really grinds my gears. And now the audio just not in this video. So of course now I kind of just replaced the audio with SmackDown music, you know, take an opportunity to you know, make a positive out of a negative, I guess. But you know, I guess the cool thing is you know, of all the games to have audio issues where like it doesn't record the sound or whatever, at least it's this game where there's no voice acting. But that's why, you know, it's SmackDown music playing, or I'm probably going to put some Aki tunes in there as well. This is actually also the second time I'm doing this voiceover too. Apparently somehow my mic got disconnected and the recording stopped halfway through. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But I could have swore I had, while I was playing this game earlier, I had the volume on and all this other stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did. You know, I have some really severe memory issues. I don't know why. I had some concussions when I was younger, so maybe that's the issues. Maybe concussions causing memory problems. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe a little too much information or something like that. But I'm exhausted. I'm recording this late at night, so apologize if that made you uncomfortable. But it looks like we have successfully secured the win here, folks. Let's see what the fallout is to this. What the hell is wrong with you? Let me go. I'm not done with him. Oh, you? The beating I just gave you wasn't enough? You saw what happened to Triple H last week? I put him out of action for months. That wasn't me who said that you this time. Stay away from me and Stacy, or that'll look like a paper cut compared to what I'll do to you. Oh yeah? We'll see about that. I know you had something to do with what happened to the World Heavyweight title. Look at the animation, Christian. It's funny. And since you're standing between me and a title opportunity, I'm not gonna rest until you bring it back. Look at that animation. Look at his face. Got the highlight reel here. So, we've covered everything except for the reason you two asked to be my guest on the highlight reel tonight. So tell me, and all the Jerichoholics, why you wanted to come out here tonight. Well, Chris, we've asked to be a guest on your... We asked to be your guest tonight because you have a big announcement. As a matter of fact, you really should be down on your knees thanking us for saving this news for your ridiculous little interview show. Cute. Do you want to get to the point, or do you want to keep running your mouth? Probably just keep running their mouths. Knowing this game. Come on, Jericho. You've got information about who stole the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. Oh no, look at his eyes, they're getting shifty. And I think all the peeps and the edgeheads out there would like to hear it. As usual, I don't have a clue what you two flying monkeys are talking about. I don't know who stole the damn title. That may be true, but you know who didn't, don't you? That's right. You may not have seen the thief, but you did see us, didn't you? You know, backstage, right around the time the title was stolen? What are you getting at? And we were nowhere near Bischoff's office. Were we? Look at that face, Christian. Well, as a matter of fact, I did see you two backstage. As I recall, Edge, you were whining to the hairdresser about your split ends. And Christian was busy getting slapped and shot down by the girl who cleans the ladies' room. Ooh. Hey, that's slander. You're lucky I don't sue you for defamation of character. And besides, she wasn't that hot anyway. But what you're saying is that you, Y2J, can account for our whereabouts, thereby removing us from the list of potential suspects. Right? Yeah, I suppose that's what I'm saying. Well, that's a relief. Now that you've backed up our alibis, let me ask you this. Can you do the same for Kai? Man, I just owe up my ass in this game. Well, I was so amused following the misadventures of you two ass clowns. I don't recall if I ever saw... Uh-oh. What do we got to say to defend ourselves this time? Well, look what we have here. Edge, I'm really losing my patience with you. I kicked your ass 9 ways to Sunday last week, and what do? You come out here again tonight and keep trying to frame me for a crime I didn't commit. And why? Isn't it obvious? Pathetic as it sounds, you're just trying to turn everyone against me so that you can put the moves on Stacy. Ooh. Well, here's a new flash for you. I had nothing to do with the title going missing, and Stacy will have nothing to do with you. You know what I think? I think you're using Stacy's interest in me as a smokescreen to cover your tracks. Look at the goatee on Edge. The fact is, your alibi sucks. Jericho agrees, I think. I mean, as you can see, even a moron like Jericho here can see right through it. Hold on 1 second there, jerky. If you and your caddy Christian want to come onto my show and play Columbo, that's one thing. But you don't come on the highlight reel and start insulting the host. Look at Jericho's hairline, like the front hair. It's weird. Looks so fake. Hey Jericho, what do you say you and I teach these, can I say it, ass clowns, a lesson tonight in a tag match? I'd say that sounds fruitalicious. Fruitalicious to me, partner. Good lord, was that a Skittles reference? You want a piece of us? Well, you got it. You're on. Oh boy, another tag team match. But to finish my story, yeah, I don't know if any of those things I'd experienced in my very young baby days attribute to my memory issues now, but yeah, I have very bad memory issues, so I can't remember. I have issues remembering, especially since I play so many different games every week and stuff like that. Key components, like if there was a match that I missed or why the audio didn't go through or something like that. So sorry to bring up some possibly disturbing information. I know sometimes people share too much info when it comes to stuff online, but I feel like it just kind of relates to this case of all the issues I've had with the Day of Reckoning series, unfortunately, which really grinds my gears. But I do promise I'm going to try and do better to make sure, there's no more audio issues, there's no more cut matches and stuff like that. So once again, I do genuinely apologize for the issues that have plagued this series with me playing it for whatever reason they keep happening. So, for Day of Reckoning fans, I'm not really representing your series well, I guess. Between that and all the flubbed lines of me just having, all I have to do is read, what's going on right in front of me, but, and just for the record too, I do want to state I'm not wearing myself too thin either. I do genuinely like all these games I play. They're like cool off periods between my big videos and trying to figure out of new content that I can, you know, hopefully come out with you guys. So if I'm playing these games anyway, you know, I might as well, you know, record it and let you guys watch and get my opinions out on it. That said, a little bit ago I did come out with a post. I asked people like if they liked my commentary or didn't in videos, and I think it was like, geez, I can't remember, this terrible memory again. I think it was like 30, 70 or something like that, with most people saying they did enjoy the commentary. There weren't very many votes, and I asked specifically, okay, if you did like the commentary, what was it about it that you liked? I got 0 replies. I don't know, maybe it was just people who didn't actually watch the channel voted and didn't care to answer or whatever. I don't know, but I am curious. You know, if you do watch for the commentary and these Let's Plays and stuff like that, what is it about these videos that you do enjoy watching? You know, that's kind of, you know, my question for this video. I'll probably have a few questions for the video, actually, like always, but that's kind of the big question I want to ask. You know, why do you, in particular in the Let's Plays, do you enjoy commentary instead of just, you know, the videos themselves, I should say. Which I guess the commentary in this case, actually, you know, it's doing us a benefit, because if I didn't have, you know, commentary, then it would just be even more awkward with just all the SmackDown music playing the whole video. Instead of, you know, at least now I do have the ability to talk and make it a little less awkward, so that's a benefit of it. But I have thought about, the reason why I asked that question to begin with is I have thought about, you know, I have done reviews in the past. I have, you know, done comparisons. I've talked about videos, games and videos and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about doing that, where instead of, you know, doing Let's Plays traditionally with, you know, talking in it, just having, you know, the gameplay footage and stuff like that, and, you know, saving all my thoughts and what's going on in the videos for, you know, reviews or, you know, retrospectives, or probably just, you know, hear my thoughts on this kind of video or whatever. Because I'm interested to know, like, would you guys be interested more in hearing about that, or would you be both? Would you be interested in just Let's Plays instead of, you know, reviews and stuff like that? You know, I am curious to know about that stuff. You know, I know it's kind of weird. I feel like it's kind of like, as a creator, I probably should know what the people want, but then again, I don't know how I would exactly know that entirely without asking questions. So I kind of feel a little awkward asking those questions and a little unprofessional, which, you know, it's YouTube. It's not even my job, so I mean, who really cares? But, what is Christian doing? But yeah, that's kind of, I just throwing the questions out there for anybody who would be kind enough to share your thoughts, if you wouldn't mind, on those questions. And here's another question too. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and this game are very similar in a lot of ways, and one of the ways they're similar is they both have Edge and Christian as an alliance once again in those games. And I don't remember, well, I shouldn't even say I don't remember, because you know, I think this was right around the time right before I really started watching the product in the Ruthless Aggression era. But I would think if Edge and Christian reunited around this time period, it would be much bigger news, especially since, you know, I mean, they were such a big deal during the Attitude Era, and the games here, both the games feature them as tag teams once again on good terms. So was that something they actually did in WWE, or was that just a games thing in which they were, you know, a tag team again? Because probably due to the lack of, you know, tag teams around this time. Which I'm kind of surprised the Bashams aren't in this game, despite being in the last one. And they were in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. But, yeah, I'm curious on that. Did they reform around this time? Because I feel like that would have been a big deal, but if they did, I don't ever remember seeing any articles or any news of, like, the time that they reunited and stuff like that. So I don't know. Enlighten a ignorant wrestling fan, I guess, on this subject. But this game and SmackDown Raw 2006 have a lot in common, not just the models. Because I don't know how long this world title storyline is going to go on for. Maybe it'll end at like SummerSlam. Yeah, it'd be kind of goofy if they went all the way to WrestleMania with it, honestly. Because imagine Raw literally losing its world heavyweight title for over a year. That'd be insane. But it is a game, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But I remember in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, they had the storyline, like for SmackDown, the big storyline that was encompassed the whole season mode was who ran over Teddy Long with the hit and run at the beginning of the season mode. And yeah, I mean it seems kind of similar with this, in which, you know, I think you're kind of accused at the beginning of you being the guy who was a hit and run. Now you're being accused of the guy who's stole the World Heavyweight title in this game. So, and they're both, you know, big mysteries and stuff like that. So I'm kind of wondering, I mean, maybe we did steal the title, because, I don't know, like, there's two options in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 of how, you know, who ran over Teddy Long, and one of them is just kind of really goofy. Well, actually, they're both pretty goofy, now that I think about it. They have really, I don't know if I like either of the payoffs to that storyline in that game. But we'll get to that game when we get to it. Right now, it's Day of Reckoning 2 time. And you also may have noticed, it's pretty late into the video, but yeah, I did change the camera back to the original Day of Reckoning style, and the classic SmackDown game style, in which it's facing the stage and the Titantron again. I don't know. I don't mind the change in the later WWE game entries. Like, I think SmackDown vs. Raw 2005 was the first game to change the camera. But I don't know. Yeah, something about it in the Day of Reckoning series, I don't like it. I like it so much better when it's like this. It just felt so off playing those matches earlier. It made me uncomfortable for some reason. And of course, you know, I think in all the games around this time until like the modern, actually no, I think it was WWE 2K14 where it was in all the Royal Rumbles, where I think that's when they stopped having it where like the Royal Rumble matches and Battle Royal matches would have the camera showing the Titantron so you could see people running out to the ring. Which I guess, you know, hard cam realism or whatever like that, but I don't know, it's kind of lame that they did that in my opinion. Especially since they still had like the animations, I think, of like, you know, if you were a super heavyweight, you would be walking slow to the ring and instead of running and all that other stuff. But I don't know. I guess it's not the big deal. It just kind of feels like an end of an era thing in that regard. Another thing too that I gotta say, just kind of like to bring up recent events for me, you know, I figure I might as well chime in on stuff of, you know, what's going on in my life nowadays. I watched a video, I think it was a Wrestling Bios video of like the best returns or something like that in wrestling and stuff like, and all that good stuff. And he was talking about the Ultimate Warrior's return for like a brief second in 2014. And then when he said like, yeah, that was over 10 years ago, I was just like, I was gobsmacked in a way. Because I mean, it's crazy to think, man, like some of the craziest shit in WWE history, even though like the storylines were not good with them, I guess the payoff for them, the biggest returns ever, like the craziest things that, to me, the thing that really says, you know, anything can happen in WWE happened in the 2010s with like the people that showed up and kind of disappeared too when you think about it. Like CM Punk just kind of walking out of the company after the Royal Rumble. That's insane. But more so than that, the returns, like Macho Man signing a Legends contract in 2010. Like, that never felt like it was going to be something that happened. And yeah, he never returned to the WWE on screen or anything, and Vince clearly had something against him. There's no doubt about it. That's why it took so long for him to be in the Hall of Fame. And he seemed so uncomfortable when Stone Cold asked him why Macho Man wasn't in the Hall of Fame yet. I just don't think we're ever going to get the answer to that question, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, just the fact that he came back and, you know, had the toy deal and stuff like that and was in the games, that was crazy. Another crazy thing, before that, Bret Hart coming back, I mean, from 1997 to 2010, nobody ever in their wildest dreams, I don't care who you were, ever thought that Bret Hart was ever going to come back to the WWE. Like, that was kind of the return, I think, that opened people's minds up to the possibilities. But before that, nah, people were like, there's no way Bret Hart's ever coming back because of all the bad blood they had. The only time reason he came back was because of that DVD that, you know, that Vince McMahon made, the WWE made with, you know, Bret Hart and his career and stuff like that. And the only reason Bret Hart came back is because he's seen what they did with the Ultimate Warrior at that time with the self-destruction and bad-mouthing him and stuff like that. So Bret Hart came to work with them just so he wouldn't be bad-mouthed on the DVD package. So that wasn't Bret Hart saying, yeah, I forgive you guys, you know, let's make some money and work on this. It was like, hey, just so you guys don't fuck me over again, I'm going to work with you on this DVD. But then he just kind of like forgave him for Montreal and all that other stuff. I mean, that's crazy. Which we might have to get into a discussion about Bret Hart and forgiveness and other stuff like that with the whole Goldberg thing too. But I don't know. I'll continue on with my current point about the crazy returns. Goldberg coming back. Nobody ever thought he was going to come back in 2016. It was like, or 2015 actually, I think, right? Yeah, 2016, and then I think the big match was in 2017 at WrestleMania, if I remember correctly. I actually liked that match a lot, I'm not gonna lie. That said, geez, it's crazy that he came back. Kurt Angle, I think, was one that everybody expected to happen at one point or another. Ultimate Warrior was a crazy one. I mean, they probably had, you could argue him and, you know, Bret Hart were the two people that had like the biggest grudge against Vince McMahon personally that you never thought would ever come back, and both of them did in the 2010s. Another one was Sting. He didn't return, it was his debut, but everybody thought Sting was like a TNA lifer. And he came to WWE, and once again, the storyline that's followed suit was pretty shitty. Nothing really came of it. But, man, it is just so insane to think Sting came to the WWE. And some people might be thinking, you know, since it's been like over 10 years for that as well, like, oh, who gives a shit, right? You know, it happened. You know, nothing's a big deal now anymore. And I think that because of all those returns and debuts and all that other stuff, that's why people, I think now, like, we're like, okay, yeah, who gives a shit, you know, CM Punk's gonna be back someday. And yeah, he did come back, and I don't think it was as big of a surprise as it would have been if it happened like 10 years ago, is what I'm saying. Because we've seen that, yeah, anything can happen in the WWE at this point. Even Jesse Ventura coming back. I mean, that was kind of a thing of, okay, Vince isn't there, so we're good now. But, you know, when I seen that, I was like, oh, alright, cool. You know, not that I have anything against Jesse Ventura, it's just like, hey, you know, I can see, you know, nothing's a surprise with that anymore. But 10 years ago, man, I'm getting old. Hey guys, it's nice to see some friendly faces around here right now. What's up? I wish I could say it was good news, but I don't think that's the case. Uh-oh. Yeah, we need to talk. Why the serious faces, guys? If there's a problem, just spit it out. I mean, it can't be worse than Edge running his mouth about the title and all that. That's just it. I mean, Edge is probably just trying to get into your head. He's trying to get into Stacy's, really. But ever since his highlight reel spot last week, people are starting to ask questions about you, Kai. The thing is, just about everyone else in the locker room has several other superstars. God, look at that face on Randy Orton. Does he have acne? Who can vouch for where they were when the World Heavyweight title was stolen. And all you've got are each other. Seeing as how you two are in item, well, with all due respect, guys, we were just having sex, okay? No big deal. Your mutual alibis don't seem to hold up much. Nah, hey, now wait a minute. What are you two getting at? You know I had nothing to do with... Whoa. Calm down for a second. Junior, we're not accusing you of anything. But if you know something, anything at all, it would probably be better to bring it up sooner rather than later. Yeah, at this point, Eric Bischoff would probably be so happy to have the World Heavyweight title back on Raw that he wouldn't care if it mysteriously turned up backstage. No questions asked, if you catch my drift. Look at that smug ass face. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Guys, for the last time, Stacy and I... Look, we gotta go get ready for a tag match. Just remember what we said. Good luck in your match against Christians. Your match tonight against Christian. Yeah, good luck. See ya. Boy, some French. I know those are trash cans, but why do they look like salt shakers in the background? But yeah, the reason I brought up all that stuff about, the returns and stuff is, I'm only 25, and like 10 years feels like, just yesterday. So, I mean, people who were like in the comments are going to say, oh yeah, well I'm 30, I'm 40, and I remember the 90s like it was yesterday, and yeah, it's going to get worse and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm only 25, and holy fish paste, I'm already feeling, like the passage of time passing by quickly, and it's freaky. I know it's going to get so much worse. When I'm 30, I'm going to be like, whoa, what is going on? But yeah, that's jeez, sorry, just getting a little meta there or something like that. I don't think it's meta. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, but I guess it's time to focus on my match with Christian. Why do I have my hands directly on his balls? Good lord. For a second there, I thought that said number 1P. But yeah, speaking of stuff too that, like series and stuff like that, the backstage environments in this game look beautiful. It's so annoying that you can't fight in them. Like, I get it, like SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, right? Like those were backstage areas in which you didn't actually fight. They didn't really offer anything like it's special and environmental aspects. Like for some reason, even though they had the environmental grapples left over from 2007 and stuff like that, they didn't really take advantage of it in the backstage assaults or backstage brawls in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Like the most you had was you could just like toss people into doors and they would kind of dent, or you throw somebody into a locker and you get a weapon or something like that. But I don't know, it's just so weird to me that they have these fully modeled backstage environments and you can't fight in them in these games. And I never understood why they took them out in the first place. In like SmackDown vs. Raw 2005. I thought they were pretty good. Like, it was annoying because you couldn't just go backstage whenever you wanted, but SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and 7, they had great backstage brawls because they were so interactive. And I think the backstage brawls really were some of the best aspects in 2007 because they really worked so well with their new Ultimate Control grapples in those games. Man, still didn't get a pin. But I think 2008, they got rid of it, right? They got rid of the backstage brawls in 2008, I think. I could be wrong, but I can't remember them ever using it. And then 2010, I think they kind of really started to bring back all the backstage environments. But I think that was because of like the story mode, like create a story mode, that is. Road to WrestleMania as well, probably. But that in 2011, those had some awesome completely connected backstage environments. The Road to WrestleMania in 2011 was amazing. I never really got to fully experience SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010's Road to WrestleMania mode because I got the game for Christmas, and one of my brother's friends, a huge fucking dickhead, one of the scummiest people you can meet, just and on top of that, he's just fucking lame. I think he stole my game, you know, when I was like fucking 10, literally. Because, you know, we played it a few times, and, you know, me and my older brother were going through the story mode and having fun playing it and this and that, and we had our like PlayStation 2 in our downstairs living room and stuff like that. So I think one day, you know, while he was there, he just fucking stole the game. Which, the only thing I could ever think of is the one alibi I could say is he said that he had the game already at one point. But I don't know how truthful that is. And I think on top of that, he only ever really like showed up like maybe one other time after that. So I am I'm convinced he stole like the game to this day. At the time, I actually I thought like, oh, because other people accused him of doing it, and I was the one to defend him, saying, oh no, I say he had the game. But yeah, looking back on it, no, that fucking asshole definitely took my game. But at least I was able to play it, you know, the next year. But goddamn, that kind of stings. That was a gift from my dad for Christmas too. Uh-oh. Oof. Jeez, why the blood physics in this game are so weird? Like, am I supposed to be playing in the back of my head, or is that just a glitch? Well, as you can see, Christian, if Kai won't come clean about the title, go on, I guess we've just got to beat a confession out of him. So what do you say, Kai? Are you still denying that you stole the title? His body looks weird. I didn't hear a no. Did you? I sure didn't. But I don't think that's good enough. I mean, that might still raise some doubts in the tiny minds of the idiots here in the arena and in the internet chat rooms. No, I think it's going to take a little more convincing. I want to really enjoy this, so I'll see you next week at Vengeance, Kai. See, I've asked Eric Bischoff to book us in a very special match, a first blood match. He thought it was an interesting way to end our little rivalry. But me, I just see it as the perfect opportunity to beat your confession right out of you. Simple as that. Alright, first blood, we got Vengeance. Get over here, you little squirt. Alright, let's get some weapons involved here. The only thing that kind of does suck about changing the camera is you can't see the actual aprons now. Like, it's accurate a little bit. I mean, I think around this... Huh? Already? Well, alright, forget my point that I was just making. I guess that's the end of the video here, folks. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out next week's episode on Wrestling Wednesday. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.